Welcome to Noir Narratives et with Frank, your gateway to gripping true crime stories. Today's tale unfolds in the lush, uncharted rainforests of Costa Rica, where an American couple, John and Ann Bender, embarked on an extraordinary journey far from the clamor of civilization. John Bender, a prodigy in the world of finance, was a figure of enigma on Wall Street. His intellect and strategic foresight hinted at a future among the financial elite, yet John harbored a different vision. Alongside his wife Anne, he dreamt of a life detached from the relentless pursuit of wealth, a life closer to nature, a utopia of their own making. This dream led them to Costa Rica, a land teeming with biodiversity and untamed beauty. The couple's odyssey began with the purchase of a sprawling 5,000-acre swath of rainforest. Here, amid the dense foliage and vibrant wildlife, they envisioned a sanctuary, not just for themselves, but for the flora and fauna that called this corner of the world home. Their ambitions were grand. They sought to build a haven where nature could thrive, unencumbered by the threats of human encroachment and environmental degradation. Their vision materialized in the form of a lavish mansion, a fortress nestled in the heart of the jungle. This architectural marvel was not just a home. It was a statement of their commitment to their new life, a life that was to be a harmonious blend of luxury and conservation. The Benders poured their resources and energy into this project, creating a wildlife preserve that became a testament to their passion for nature. But as they delved deeper into their idyllic retreat, the couple's isolation from the world they left behind grew more pronounced. The wilderness that once symbolized freedom and renewal slowly began to morph into a gilded cage. The very paradise they had so lovingly crafted seemed to close in on them, with the outside world becoming a distant memory, an echo of a life once lived. Their dream of paradise, however, was not immune to the harsh realities of their new environment. The challenges of living in such a remote and wild location began to take their toll. The couple found themselves increasingly at odds with the local community, their presence in the area a source of contention and suspicion. The Benders' haven, once a symbol of their utopian dream, began to feel more like an outpost, besieged by the very world they sought to escape. As we delve deeper into this story, the dream of John and Ann Bender slowly unravels, revealing a complex tapestry of ambition, isolation, and mental strife. Their journey into the Costa Rican jungle, initially a quest for paradise, becomes a narrative marked by psychological turmoil and a growing detachment from reality. In the heart of their self-made paradise, John and Ann Bender's dream began to show its cracks. The isolation that once promised peace and serenity started to echo with the whispers of paranoia and fear. Their mansion, a sprawling monument to their escape from the corporate world, transformed into a fortress, shielding them from the outside world they increasingly viewed with suspicion. The Benders' lives in Costa Rica took a turn towards the surreal. They filled their home with extravagant items, most notably a collection of 550 Tiffany lamps, casting a bizarre, almost ethereal glow through their jungle abode. This opulence, however, contrasted sharply with the growing sense of unease that enveloped them. Their interactions with the local community, initially based on mutual respect and fascination, soured over time. The couple's efforts to protect the wildlife and preserve their land brought them into conflict with local hunters and landowners, who viewed the Benders' conservation efforts as intrusive and overbearing. Amidst this escalating tension, the couple's mental health began to deteriorate. Both John and Ann had a history of battling manic depression, a struggle that was exacerbated by their seclusion. The jungle, once a haven of biodiversity and a source of inspiration, began to mirror their inner turmoil. Their paradise, isolated and cut off from the world, became a breeding ground for their darkest thoughts and fears. Their relationship, too, started to bear the strain of their secluded lifestyle. Anne, once the yin to John's yang, found herself increasingly alone as John became consumed by his own demons. Their shared dream, which had once united them in purpose and passion, now seemed to push them further apart. John, in particular, exhibited signs of severe paranoia. He fortified their home with security measures befitting a military compound. Armed guards patrolled the premises, a stark reminder of the couple's growing apprehension and mistrust of the outside world. John's once sharp and strategic mind, celebrated in the halls of Wall Street, now turned towards darker, more obsessive thoughts. The couple's retreat into madness was not just a mental journey, but a physical one as well. They retreated further into their mansion, cutting themselves off from the few remaining ties they had with the outside world. Their home became a sanctuary and a prison, a place where luxury and fear intermingled to create a surreal existence. As the narrative progresses, the tale of John and Ann Bender morphs from a story of escape and idealism into a chilling account of isolation and mental collapse. Their descent into paranoia and despair in the midst of paradise paints a haunting picture of the fragility of the human mind and the perilous nature of utopian dreams. The unraveling of John and Ann Bender's dream reached its zenith in a series of harrowing events that would forever alter the course of their lives. The tropical paradise they had so meticulously crafted became the backdrop for a descent into a psychological abyss, one marked by an intense and shared paranoia. The lush rainforest, once a symbol of their liberation, turned it into a labyrinth of suspicion and fear. John, whose brilliance had once shone brightly on Wall Street, now found himself consumed by the belief that they were under constant threat. This belief led him to amass an arsenal of firearms, transforming their home into a heavily armed compound. The couple, once seen as benevolent conservationists, now appeared to the local community as recluses, barricaded behind the walls of their fortress. Amid this growing turmoil, Anne's health deteriorated. She battled a series of physical ailments, compounding the psychological torment they both experienced. Her condition only served to deepen John's despair and fuel his paranoia. He became obsessed with protecting Anne, often to the point of irrationality. Their relationship, strained by their environment and mental states, began to crack under the pressure of their self-imposed isolation. The couple's paranoia wasn't entirely unfounded. They had faced real threats, from legal disputes over their conservation efforts to tense encounters with local hunters and landowners. These external conflicts fed their internal fears, creating a feedback loop that only served to heighten their sense of siege. As the situation escalated, their behavior became increasingly erratic. The couple, once a team united in their dream, found themselves drifting apart, each lost in their own personal nightmare. John's once strategic mind, capable of navigating the complexities of finance, was now ensnared in a web of conspiracy theories and irrational fears. Anne, struggling with her health and the growing alienation from her husband, found herself trapped in a reality far removed from the paradise they had envisioned. Their tragic tale reached its climax on a fateful night in January 2010. It was on this night that the dream they had built together came crashing down in the most devastating way possible. A single gunshot echoed through the halls of their mansion, a sound that would reverberate far beyond the confines of their jungle retreat. The events of that night remain shrouded in mystery and speculation. John was found dead, a gunshot wound to the back of his head, in the very sanctuary they had created together. Anne, the sole witness to the event, claimed that John had succumbed to his long-standing suicidal tendencies. However, the investigation that followed painted a different picture, one that cast doubt on her account and suggested a more sinister scenario. As the story unfolds, the line between reality and paranoia, between truth and deception, becomes increasingly blurred. The tale of John and Ann Bender is a chilling reminder of how quickly a dream can turn into a nightmare, and how the paradise we seek can sometimes become the prison we create for ourselves. Stay tuned as we delve into the aftermath of that fateful night, unraveling the complexities of a case that captivated the world and challenged our understanding of truth, love, and madness. In the aftermath of the tragic night that saw John Bender's life come to a mysterious end, Ann Bender found herself engulfed in a whirlwind of legal battles and public scrutiny. The death of her husband, occurring in such dramatic and unclear circumstances, turned their private paradise into the center of a sensational mystery that captivated the world. The investigation into John's death was fraught with complexities and contradictions. Anne's account of the events, that John, in a moment of despair, had taken his own life, was met with skepticism by authorities. Forensic evidence did not align neatly with her version of the story, raising questions about the possibility of foul play. As the sole witness to the incident, Anne became the focus of intense scrutiny. Her behavior, her mental state, and even their eccentric lifestyle were dissected and analyzed in the search for answers. The prosecution painted a picture of Anne as a woman who had orchestrated her husband's death, motivated by greed or a desire to escape a tumultuous marriage. The defense, however, portrayed her as a grieving widow, ensnared in a tragic narrative beyond her control. The trial that ensued was as dramatic as the events that led up to it. Anne faced the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence if found guilty of murder. The courtroom became a battleground where differing versions of the truth clashed, leaving the judges with the daunting task of discerning reality from an intricate web of facts, speculations, and emotions. Throughout the trial, the couple's life in the Costa Rican jungle was laid bare. Their struggles with mental health, their isolation, and the series of events that escalated into paranoia and fear. Witnesses and experts took the stand, each adding layers to the already complex narrative. Anne's defense challenged the prosecution's claims, emphasizing the couple's known mental health issues and John's previous suicidal tendencies. In a dramatic conclusion to the trial, Anne was acquitted of her husband's murder, the court citing insufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that she was guilty. However, this verdict did little to clear the cloud of suspicion that hung over her. The case remained a topic of public fascination and debate, with many unanswered questions and theories continuing to circulate. The Bender saga did not end with the trial. Anne's life post-acquittal was marked by ongoing legal struggles, including disputes over the couple's assets and accusations of jewel smuggling found in their home. The refugee they had created, once a symbol of their dream, became a haunting reminder of their lost paradise. The story of John and Anne Bender is a poignant reflection on the human condition, the pursuit of dreams, the fragility of the mind, and the thin line between paradise and madness. Their journey from Wall Street to the Costa Rican jungle, culminating in a tale of mystery and tragedy, serves as a stark reminder of how the quest for an ideal life can lead down unforeseen and perilous paths. This tale of paradise lost in the depths of the Costa Rican rainforest leaves us contemplating the complexities of human nature, the unpredictable course of life, and the enduring mystery of what truly happened in the secluded mansion that was to be the Benders' utopian retreat. As always, subscribe for more content you never heard of, and join us next time on Noir Narrative Z, with Frank for another journey into the heart of true crime's most captivating stories.